Hello, my name is Will Miller, and I will be your instructor for BCIS 1305. I'm not going to read everything to you as far as what's inside the welcome class folder or on the start here. That's where we're at right here, start here. Instead, I'm just going to go over a couple of things that kind of keep students from being 100% successful in my class. Whenever you email me, the first thing is whenever you email me, whenever you come across something you just can't quite get past, please include your phone number in that if you have one. That'll make it easier for me to get in contact with you, along with a good time for me to call you. The reason why is just because there's so many things that can go wrong across email that, it just speeds the whole process up quite a bit if I'm just able to call you. So just some things, just some steps that I want you to go through. First of all, read through the orientation course information, read through the syllabus and schedule. There's some really important stuff in there. And then finally go to the lessons and be sure to pay close attention to the tentative schedule. And I've put that in multiple places. So just so that you guys can kind of keep um, in frame what's going on in the class. So one thing that I want you to, well, I'll get into it, but just notice that Units 1 and Units 11 start at the same time, and there's a reason why it's kind of weirdly named like that. The district basically kind of forced us saying you have to call this Unit 1, you have to call this Unit 11, 12, 13, so it makes scheduling things a little bit trickier, but I know they had a reason, and I'm not going to question that. Again, I'm not going to read everything through this. This course orientation just kind of tells you a little bit of the backbone behind why things are made the way they are in this class, and it's really just it's stuff that could have gone in the syllabus, but again, the district has some stuff in here that they want to make sure that it's included in the class. So um, rather than just cover it in two separate places, which I'm sure there's probably a couple things in here that's covered in a couple of separate places, I just decided to go ahead and keep it separate. Course information just kind of tells you the general things that you're going to be learning in this course. And here's the syllabus. Now, this is something that I wrote. Again, the course learning outcomes are here again. I don't know why that's there, but that's okay. We're just going to skip past that. Student accessibility, just go through here and read these. This is important to pay attention to, just what everything's going to be worth. For instance, you will be doing discussions every week. They're worth 10%. The chapter quizzes are worth 20%, so forth and so on. And it's going to be set up on kind of a normal grade scale. The required courses, the required materials, this is where you find them. Make sure you go and you get these. These need to be, they don't necessarily need to be purchased the first week, but certainly by the end of the second week, you need to have them. The first week, you can go in there and they give you a trial version on SimNet, and I believe they do the same thing on the Connect website. So make sure that you get these as quickly as possible. There's really no excuse not to have this purchased by the end of the second week. This class is only 5 weeks long, so we're talking about 40% of the class, almost half the class has ended by the time that trial has ended. And be aware that I can't see your grades. I can't even put your grades into Blackboard. It won't let me see them. It won't let me do anything until you've purchased these two items. People ask me, well, do I get an online book or do I get the hardback book, or not the hardback book, but the paper book? And honestly, it's up to you. It's a personal decision. I personally like to have something tangible in my hands, but it's not necessary, especially for the SimNet anymore, because almost everything we do through the SimNet is online. You'll just be using that more as a reference. Whenever I say SimNet, I mean the Office document. So a lot of times you hear me talk about SimNet and you'll say, oh, well, what is that? Well, that's really just the Office document. So there is a mandatory attendance policy, and I will drop you if if you fail to complete assignments in a timely manner. Just be aware that, if you haven't done anything by the second week, you're going to get dropped. If you go, I'm sorry, it's just going to happen that way, because that means 40% of the class has went by. So just be aware of that. This is what I wanted you to see. Whenever you look inside the lessons tab on the left menu, you're going to see that there's something called, well, anyway, you're going to see the units open up one after the other. Notice that the units 11 through 14 will open up in concert with units 1 through 10, so just be aware of that. This is more of the concepts for how information systems work, and this is Office. And one way to think about this class is there's really two separate classes going on. First of all, there's the BCIS, there's the Computer Information Systems course that you're learning about how that kind of works together. Then you're learning about Office, and that's the best way to really explain what's going on here. And please keep in mind, this is a 5-credit class, and there's a lot of work into it, especially for the summer sections. It's going to be difficult, but just make sure that you're keeping up on stuff. Everything's due Sunday nights. Everything's open up Monday mornings. So just get on things quickly. And then of course I have the frequently asked questions, and they're just right here, and just go through them. I believe that they're all pretty much up to date. I typically just whenever somebody asks me a good question, I just throw it in here, and I think that they're all pretty consistent with what the course is currently. So just be aware of that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and scroll up. We're going to look at this, the start here. One thing, that's where we're at right now, is the start here. One thing that I want you to be aware of is I do send out announcements. You need to be checking them. This is where the most of your work is going to be done in this class, is under lessons. So I'm going to open up the edit mode so that way you can see what I see. Now these are darkened up because they're not out yet. So normally you're going to have like Unit 1, 2, and 3 are going to open up at the same time. So we're going to just look at Unit 1. Okay, so you're not going to see this part, but you will see this part right here. And this kind of tells you what you're going to be learning, and this right here is what you need to have completed before the end of this section, before the end of this unit. And of course, there's some videos that I've put on here, like how to, get into SimNet and stuff like that. And this, the lectures, some of this is district mandated materials, so just be aware of that. Like these are all district mandated materials. Just watch them. They're absolutely helpful. Now this is your introduction to information system or technology. So this is the Learn Smart. This goes in with the information systems book, not the Office, but the information systems book. So that is an assignment. You need to make sure you do this. And then the discussion board is an assignment as well. You need to make sure that you're getting in and doing that. Now you won't be able to see what anybody else wrote until you've created one thread yourself. So just be aware of that, and make sure that you're going in detail in it. Don't give some surfacey answer like, for instance, how much exposure to computers and computer-based devices have you had already? And just say, not much. That's not a good answer. That's not going to get you too far. I mean, I don't have a word count that I'm looking for, but certainly you can go deeper than that's, not very much. Everybody's had some experience with technology, so just be aware of that, and information systems and computer systems. So, spend no less than 2 paragraphs is what I would say on that. But if I have to start, saying you need to have this many word counts, then it limits the amount of depth that we can go to in this class. So, this is another thing. After you've posted your discussion, then you need to reply to 2 classmates' discussion posts. And again, these, you don't have to go as detailed, but you do need, at least a paragraph is what I would normally think, really kind of, respond to them. And a lot of times people really, kind of go back and forth in a positive way, not in a negative way. Keep the negative stuff out. If you have an inkling to say something negative to somebody, just throw it off to the side. It hasn't happened in 10 years, but, I guess it could happen at some point. Just don't do that. So, and then you're going to finish it up with Unit 1 quiz right down here. So let's go ahead and go down to Unit 11 now. So this is going to open up at the same time as Unit 1. And of course, Unit 1, 2, and 3 are going to open up, and we'll look at the schedule in just a minute, and I'll kind of show you how it works. But so Unit 11, again, it has that same thing: complete simulation and projects for this unit through SimNet link on the left pane menu. This is the SimNet link. And of course, in that first unit, it's actually having you go through there and set SimNet up. So there's a video in there that'll show you how to do that. So just be aware of it. So again, just go ahead and go through this, watch the tutorials. Again, some of this is district mandated material, and actually everything in here is, it's kind of standard across the district as far as what we're doing in this whole course. Um, it's part of the required materials that we purchase. This is just what we would do no matter what. So one other thing, or two other things, make sure you enroll in BioSig. And make sure you do the ProctorU enrollment, because we will be taking a final in ProctorU. At some point during the semester, don't forget to do your course evaluation. If you come across any questions that you have, you can always ask your peers. Again, if this is the summer session, I would highly encourage you to get your questions answered as quickly as possible. Please email me if you have any questions. If it's a technical question, if it's something wrong with your computer, or something like that, of course you can email me on it won't help you email me on that. I won't be able to diagnose your computer. But if it's something related to the course, I'll be more than happy to help you. One final note, missed assignments because of a technical issue, I'm sorry, I can't do anything about that. Now, if you're on campus at a computer lab or something like that, and a computer just, you get a little puff of smoke out of the back of the computer, then yeah, we'll work with you on that. But if it's your own personal computer, I can't do anything. And honestly, I've never had either one of those two. Well, I've had personal computer issues be a problem, but never a district desktop be a problem. And as far as that goes, I would highly encourage everyone to have cloud backup of in other words, be working out of say Google Drive or Dropbox or some other service like that. So if you do have an issue, then you can go back and retrieve that file from the cloud. Well, I believe that has everything that I need to talk to you guys about. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate. Please email me. Actually, there is one other thing that I want to go over, and that's this part right here. I think I've already gone over it. But I just want to make sure that you understand that these 3 units, notice they all have the same open date and they all have the same close date. So that's going to be what we're doing the first week, along with the unit over Word down here. The second week, we're going to be working on these 3 units. That's chapters 4, 5, and 6, along with Excel down here. And then the third week, we're going to be working on chapter 7 and 8, along with Access. Now, the reason why there's only 2 is because Access could be a little difficult. And then the last week, we're going to be dealing with chapters 9 and 10, along with getting ready for the final exam. So just be aware of that. And then, of course, you have PowerPoint that you have to get ready for right here as well. So just make sure that you're staying on board. Again, I look forward to working with you guys this semester, and have a good day. Thanks. Bye.